Hello, everybody. This is AG here, and welcome to the Kansas Speedway here in the 2023 Haas IndyCar Series. This is the 7th race of the season, and only the second on a super speedway. This is a 1.5-mile high-banked oval here in Kansas City, Kansas. 52 laps of action here today. And it's going to be a very fast race as we're going to average speeds well over 200 miles per hour in this one. And not only that, it's the first time on the reconfigured version of the Kansas Speedway, even though they reconfigured this track over 10 years ago in real life. It's the first time we've come to the reconfigured version of this racetrack in the Haas IndyCar Series, and also the first time under the lights as well. So these guys have been going even faster than they have in the past for this one. And with all that being said, join alongside Mike and Knapp. Great to have you back, man. Your driver, J-Knapp, had a great run last week at Lime Rock Park. He starts kind of deep in the field, though, but with this being a speedway race, pretty much anyone's game on who can get to the front and get this race victory. So with that being said, who do you think, or how do you think, these guys are going to race this racetrack trying to get up front here today at the Kansas Speedway?
Well, if you saw Richmond, you'll know they're going to want to keep it clean. You could be running up front all night and get caught up in something, and that means you're not going to win the race. So I think first and foremost, they're just going to want to be cautious. You know, running in packs can be a little bit dicey. And, just keeping it clean, getting to the end of the race, first and foremost.
And, of course, we'll also have a cycle of pit stops in this race as well, about a 40-lap fuel run for these drivers, so that will also come into effect, especially if this race remains green. But it's definitely going to be an interesting one here. One of only 2 mile-and-a-half racetracks this season, this and Chicagoland later on at the end of June, early July. And definitely excited to see how this one plays out as we're leading in to the Indianapolis 250. It is now officially the month of May, and we are all super excited for the big race at the end of the month. And all 26 drivers here who are racing here tonight are going to be attempting that race. And this Friday night, we'll have signups for the Indy 250 only ride. So if you want to be part of the action, this Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time right here on HE the channel, there are 10 slots available for you guys to drive. And of course, if you're already a full-time driver in the Haas IndyCar Series, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're not and you want to be part of the action, this Friday night, May 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we'll be doing signups for those 10 extra rides. But right now, it's the last speedway race before the Indianapolis 250. We had an interesting qualifying run last night with Caleb Rose winning the pole in single-car qualifying. But the thing about Caleb Rose, he's nowhere near the top of the points standings coming into this race. That is Luna Lona in the 00. She's got a 2-point lead on Trey Smith, who is the defending Indianapolis 250 champion. Justin Zeidel's had a great season. Of course, the last high-speed oval we had, he went to victory lane. He's only 7 points behind. And then Aaron Abel and Logan Williams tied for 4th, both 17 points behind coming into this event. And the last winner, Brad Stover, starts on the outside pole, only 20 points behind coming into this race. So a great opportunity for him and DM Motorsports to get a second straight win of the season. Of course, Chris Reynolds has won twice this season, but those 2 wins are his only 2 top 10s on the season. He does start in the 7th position here today, and that number is 75. But it's going to be interesting to see who gets it done here tonight at the Kansas Speedway. We'll go ahead and get these guys to roll off here as we get the Kansas 125K underway. And like I mentioned, Caleb Rose winning the pole in single car qualifying yesterday. Great run in qualifying for him, and I know he wants to rebound after what happened to him at COTA alongside our last winner, Brad Stover. Got the win at Lime Rock Park, but this is a much different racetrack, even though it's the same length for the most part. Avery Alford to the inside of Logan Williams. Logan Williams has won a cup race here before on this very racetrack, the night version of Kansas. Got Aaron Abel and Christian Master in row number 3, Chris Reynolds and Bradley Bradshaw in row number 4. And then Cole Raymond and Christian Vargas ran out the top 10 starting positions. Make sure everybody's rolling off okay. Micah, are you going to go with Caleb Rose again, or do you not want to jinx him here tonight?
No, you know what? I feel bad for my man Caleb Rose because every single time I pick him, he leads laps and then has trouble. So we're going to go with Logan Williams tonight. Having a win here certainly helps. I know these are different cars and they drive differently, but he certainly knows the track and he's starting towards the front.
And he's coming into this race tied with Aaron Abel there, 4th in the points standing. So a win for Logan Williams here tonight could give him the points lead heading into Indianapolis on the road course, which is definitely a great place to be in terms of the championship. Well, here we go. Pace car is going to pull down. It's Caleb Rose and it's Brad Stover. And these 26 IndyCar Series drivers are ready to do battle here for 52 laps in the heartland of America. Green flag in the air in the Kansas 125K. And Caleb Rose grab the bonus point towards the championship for the pole. He'll get another one there for leading lap number 1 here in the Kansas 125K. Avery Alford coming into this race last in points, currently running second. Then Chris Reynolds. How about Cole Raymond on the inside of Aaron Abel as we got 3 wide here? We'll see a bit of this here tonight. Logan Williams. Looks like you jinxed him there. He's sliding up there on that outside lane. That's not where you want to be here at Kansas. Even though we have that progressive banking, these drivers really are not going to be utilizing that in these IndyCars here tonight.
If Logan Williams does have trouble tonight, I think I'm going to have to stop doing the pre-race pick for a while. But it is still early on, and he's slipped back in the draft there. So it's anybody's race, as you said earlier. No matter where you are in the pack, it's early on, as long as you keep it clean.
Chris Reynolds with a good run here in the 75, right behind Avery Alford. Got a battle here with Cole Raymond and Aaron Abel. Eric Drew here in the 52 machine to the inside of Brad Stover. Stover started on that outside lane. He's falling back a little bit, but getting that outside lane to work to his advantage right there. But I'm impressed with Caleb Rose. Able to pull out. He actually got a bit of that outside lane to work to his advantage there. And he has led every lap so far here in this Kansas 125K. But Avery Alford, I know he's hungry for a win as well, as he's dead last in the points in the ride that won the championship last year with Brian Rodriguez. And then Chris Reynolds, he's got 2 wins already on the year, but other than that, he's not found the top of the field at all this season. He's also got 2 last place finishes, and I know he doesn't want that to continue, but definitely a good run here for Chris Reynolds, looking for his 3rd win of the season. And you got Aaron Abel there, who's also trying to get up there in the points as he comes into this race tied with Logan Williams 4th in the points standings. But everyone kind of single filed out. We got a battle right here between Christian Master and Logan Williams, and a lot of double wide action in the back part of the field, and that's going to slow these guys down here.
Yeah, running side by side just allows all the leaders who are running single file to pull away. So if you want to get up front, it's best to just pick your battles and make sure that you're running some fast lap times on your own.
Ace Garcia to the inside here of Eric Drew, but unable to get the advantage on him right there. You know, I say that these guys will not be utilizing the progressive banking that much. I mean, like, way up by the safer barrier. We're not going to see these guys go up there, but that middle line does seem to have a lot of grip and a lot of speed, and these guys are kind of using it. And I'm noticing it's a bit difficult for these guys to really make moves right now on the racetrack, so it's going to be interesting to see here if Aaron Abel can get the inside lane to work, but not able to hold that inside lane for the time being. And also, with there being a cycle of pit stops, tire wear will also be a factor in tonight's race, and once we get later on in the run, these guys are going to be slowing down just a tad, and it's going to be even harder for them to make moves, as we got John Inders here on Ace Garcia for 8th. More movement here. Cole Raymond going to make a move there on Aaron Abel, as Abel went way up the racetrack there. And Brad Stover trying to move his way back through the field. If he can get around Abel right here, that's a top 5 run for the number 49.
Yeah, and Aaron Abel continuing to drop back. It's almost like when you get up into that lane unexpectedly, you sort of lose momentum for a couple of laps, and it takes a minute to get back into the groove. So it looks like Stover's still on a mission here, moving up the field some more.
He's going to get around Aaron Abel, and then Cole Raymond also got around Chris Reynolds right there, and he's up to the 3rd position now. Of course, when we were at Coda, Chris Reynolds ended up wrecking out with Christian Master. And then this guy, Cole Raymond, ended up going to victory lane. But of all the drivers who have won races this season, Cole Raymond is deepest in the points, coming into this race 17th in the standings. So I know he wants to take advantage of this good run that he's got right now in that 95 machine, trying to close in on this 3. But Caleb Rose has led every lap so far. I didn't quite think we were going to see a driver dominate the early part of this race. I thought we'd see a few passes for the race lead up to this point, but Caleb Rose, he's got a very fast machine underneath of him, and a huge opportunity for Caleb Rose not only to get his first win of the season, but the first ever win he's ever gained on the channel as a whole. He's been driving for quite a while, but has yet to go to victory lane as a driver good opportunity for him. And you know what? He actually went to victory lane as an owner in the Wawa Cup Series this past weekend with his Sprint Series driver. So maybe riding that momentum a little bit. But speaking of momentum, Cole Raymond with a great run off the exit of turn number 4. And he's right on the gearbox of Caleb Rose here on lap 13.
Yeah, I think Raymond might be the fastest car on the track right now. He's the only person who's been able to eat into Caleb Rose's lead all night so far.
And that 95 has really cut through this field very well. Alfred's still in third. All these guys kind of bunching up behind the 13 machine. But an opportunity here, Brad Stover on Chris Reynolds. Gonna try to get that advantage on the 75 machine. Aaron Abel right there in line behind the 49, looking to get around both of these drivers if he can. But now, Avery Alford on the gearbox of the 95 as Raymond may have gotten held up just a little bit by Caleb Rose. Maybe not anymore. He's got a shot to the inside, and here we go. Lap 15 of 52 in our first lead change of the night. Cole Raymond will take it away from Caleb Rose.
Rose keeps second as he slots back in down the back straightaway. But that was a swift move by the 95 to just send it up the inside there.
Good job there for Cole Raymond, and looking to get his second win of the season and his 4th career win in the Haas IndyCar Series. And this is a race I feel like you want to win going into the Indianapolis 250. Even though the racing is very different, this is the closest thing that we're going to have leading up to that race 3 weeks from now. Or should I say 4 weeks from now? My apologies. Still a little ways left. It's at the other end of the month, but regardless of the fact, you want to have that momentum heading into the Indianapolis 250. You want to have a good opportunity at winning that big race, and Cole Raymond trying to do just that for Nathan Orman Motorsports. Aaron Abel to the inside of Avery Alford. He's going to take the 3rd position away. John Andrews and Chris Reynolds has fallen back quite a bit, now down to the 8th position there in the 75. And you got Landon Smith Jr. and Zachary Fitzwater rounding out the top 10. And here's your son, Jay Knapp, running in 11th, looking to take 10th away from Fitzwater. Been a good run for Jay Knapp this season, at least compared to last season. 11th in the points coming into this race. And a good run at the Lime Rock Park last week, a top 5 run there. Definitely looking to get something to go his way here tonight at Kansas. But Cole Raymond, he's got it made right now in the 95, but Caleb Rose is not falling back.
Yeah, Rose still has quite a bit of speed, and to your point, he has stayed up front. So don't count out Caleb Rose.
Trackhouse Racing, they had a good run in the Wawa Cup Series race with their driver over there, Brad Stover.
In
trying
fact,
to get their
he's got
first
a run
win here in the Haas IndyCar Series.
Hey, Caleb, I thought he was going to sneak it up the inside there, but just lost that momentum going into 3. And running directly behind the car in front of you, especially through the corner, right in that dirty air, sometimes upsets the car and can make you lose all that ground you gained up. But here comes Aaron Abel now, maybe having a look for second place.
And these NS Racing cars are looking pretty fast, especially Aaron Abel in the number 97. And of course, he's had a very strong season there in that 97 machine for his rookie campaign here in the Haas IndyCar Series. Caleb Rose has a shot here on Cole Raymond, not going to be able to do it right there. He had a lot of momentum coming off the tri-oval on the gearbox of the 95, but these 3 guys have kind of pulled away a little bit. Brad Stover now up to 4th. And now we got John Andrews all of a sudden in the 5th position. Chris Reynolds, Avery Alford's fallen back quite a bit there. All these guys right on each other here as John Andrews leads these drivers in the 5th position. But Caleb Rose, he's going to take it right there, back away from Cole Raymond. They're going to be side by side down the backstretch here, and this could bring in Aaron Abel. The possible 3-wide battle for the race lead.
Yeah, we'll see if Rose going to stick it around the inside and take that lead away. And Aaron Abel, meanwhile, taking second. It looked like he slid up the track a little bit and almost touched Raymond. And Abel, I don't think he's done. He's going to look underneath Caleb Rose.
And Aaron Abel looking to take it away from Caleb Rose on lap 23. This has brought in practically everybody else behind him. Brad Stover, John Andrews, and Chris Reynolds, they're all on each other here. Caleb Rose going wide, and Aaron Abel has cleared for the race lead on lap 23. New race leader here at Kansas. It's Aaron Abel and NS Racing. Cole Raymond still in the middle of all this. How about John Andrews? He has moved his way very well in this race in that 21 machine. Can't remember exactly where he started, but that 21 was very strong at COTA as well. And ended up falling behind in that one. Andrews started 17th here tonight, so good opportunity for him as we got a pass right here. Chris Reynolds and Avery Alford. Alford trying to get around the 75, and Caleb Rose working to the inside of Cole Raymond. It almost seems like these guys have kind of warmed their race cars in, and now they're getting real racy out there here in this Kansas 125K.
Yeah, and just a few laps ago, the three leaders were kind of strung out and in their own little world, and like we were talking about before, you start running side by side, slows everyone down and brings everyone back together as Rose clears for second place going into turn one.
And Caleb Rose still very much in this race, and so is John Andrews. And remember that Coda race? They were going after it for the race lead and wrecked each other out. More or less, Caleb Rose wrecked John Andrews out, and neither driver ended up with a good finish from that one. But now they're both top 5 right now here at Kansas, but this is not a place to retaliate any stretch of the imagination in these cars. Aaron Abel, though, still leading the field in the 97. We got a lot of guys working their way up front here. Jay Knapp up to 9th now in the 98 machine. That's Aaron Abel's teammate, so those NS Racing cars looking really fast. Nicholas Samadillo kind of moving his way up. He's in the top half of the field right now, running 12th, and you got Luna Lona, our points leader, running 13th. They're in the top half of the field. Some of these other guys have kind of fallen off. Ace Garcia in the 27. Bit of a slow run. Trey Smith came into this race second in points, and he has not had a good run here tonight. 22nd right now. Bradley Bradshaw started up front. He's deep in the field. And then Justin Zeidel and Thomas Troxel are also at the back of the field. A couple of long-time veterans right there. And then John Stewart right now last in line here at the Kansas Speedway. But we've gone caution-free. We're past halfway, but we still have a cycle of pit stops. And if we remain green, that's going to be about 10 laps from now here at the Kansas Speedway. And Aaron Abel hopes that he's going to be the race leader once that cycle begins.
Yeah, and Caleb Rose still just keeping his pace. 95 of Raymond still on his gearbox. Heading into one, though, everyone stays single file. And to your point, all the guys running in the back, it is easier to make moves here on a super speedway like Kansas than it would be on a road course. But this field gets so strung out, and you got to stay in the draft train if you want to have any shot at advancing. And unfortunately, those guys in the back, they're just too far back at this point. As we got Raymond going to the inside here down the front stretch.
And Cole Raymond very much in contention to win this race. Caleb Rose on the outside of him, and that 95 might be trying to get back around Aaron Abel for the race lead. Meanwhile, I watch out for these two drivers, Jay Knapp and Zachary Fitzwater. Zachary Fitzwater won here a year ago. He won a lot on the high-speed ovals last year, driving for North State Racing at the time. It's not been a good season for Fitzwater this year, but he's got a good opportunity here tonight. And if he gets a good pit stop, as we got 3 wide, that was close right there. Jay Knapp with a bold move to the inside of Chris Reynolds, and John Andrews was almost right in the middle of all that. And Reynolds going to fall back there. As for the race lead, Cole Raymond has taken it away from Aaron Abel. You'll see that in the corner of your screen right there. And Raymond takes it back away on lap 32. Now 20 laps to go here in this Kansas 125K. But we still got our cycle of pit stops, and I think any of these guys that are top 10 right now, they're going to have an opportunity and maybe pulling a little strategy and having an opportunity at this race victory. It's going to get interesting, no doubt about it.
And you really have to execute on pit lane here, because when you pit under green, you're more than likely going to go a lap down. So making any sort of mistake on pit road, giving up any sort of time, that could be catastrophic for your race. As Aaron Abel peeks to the inside. Nope, not going to get there, though.
Yeah, good battle here. These three guys have been the dominant guys of this race so far here at Kansas Speedway. Good runs for Caleb Rose and Aaron Abel here tonight. Abel trying to close back in as he fell from first to third there. Avery Alford still hanging in here in the 4th position, and it's John Andrews, Jay Knapp, Zachary Fitzwater, Chris Reynolds, Eric Drew, Landis Smith Jr., and then Nicholas Samadillo there in 11th. And they're all pretty much right on each other here, as already drivers in the back of the field coming down the pit lane. This is going to be an interesting strategy right here. Brad Stover leading us down. This is much earlier than we anticipated. Of course, it is past halfway, so these guys are good to go. But definitely going to be interesting to see if our race leaders come down here. We got some more drivers down the pit lane. Cole Raymond, Caleb Rose, top 3 all down. John Andrews and Jay Knapp stayed out. We'll have to see if that works to their advantage. We'll have to see if Brad Stover ends up gaining any advantage here. So I know he was one of those drivers who was up there, but we're going to follow here with our race leader of Cole Raymond, see what he does on his pit stop in this 95.
Yeah, and I think tires are going to be important here. Not insanely high tire wear, but it's still going to make a difference, as looks like the 95 only took right sides. That's interesting.
And it looks like all these guys might be going right sides only. Tire may not be as significant as we once expected. Where's Brad Stover? Here's the number 49 coming around the racetrack. We'll have to see where he comes out in relation. He's up to speed now. He's got the warmer tires. And I don't think he's going to be anywhere near our race leader. Oh, yeah, he's not. Actually scraping the outside wall right there. Trying to get around Zachary Fitzwater in the 81. And now you got these guys coming off. John Andrews and Jay Knapp. But Cole Raymond in the 95. Well out ahead here. And I think he's going to surpass both of those drivers with ease. And Cole Raymond looking to get his second win of the season here. Other than that win at COTA, it's not been a good season for Cole Raymond, but a win here tonight at Kansas, that will definitely rejuvenate his season. And once we come back around here, that 95 is the new race leader officially. He has a 1.4 second lead on John Andrews. Caleb Rose is third, Jay Knapp is fourth, and Aaron Abel is fifth. How about Roy Ribbleton? He moved up tremendously on that cycle right there. And then you got Brad Stover, Zachary Fitzwater, Angel Olvera, and then a battle here for 10th between Chris Reynolds and Eric Drew. Very interesting cycle right there. Interesting strategy play. And it looks like Cole Raymond may be the winner overall, as he's got a significant lead on the field here on lap 39.
Yeah, unless something catastrophic happens to Reynolds. I mean, he is so far out front. But we just saw two conflicting pit strategies work out pretty well for almost everyone involved. Jay Knapp and John Andrews staying out that extra lap. That gained him a couple spots apiece, although Jay's starting to fall back slightly, maybe trying to get his tires warmed up. And then you have the guys who pit early, like Stover, gaining a couple spots as well. So it's just interesting to see all these strategies playing out.
I'm very impressed with Roy Ribbleton here in the 33. He wasn't even top 10 before that cycle began, and now he is in the 4th position. Remember, at Richmond, he was dominant earlier on in that race and ended up falling behind because of a bad cycle on the pit lane. Well, now, looks like that cycle on the pit lane has benefited him quite a bit. Now, here's the thing. You mentioned that draft line. Cole Raymond's all by himself right now, this 95, and these guys all running single file, or most of them trying to run single file. They're all battling for position in the process, but I would imagine these guys are going to be going a bit faster, especially if they can get around John Andrews. I think that 21's slowing him down. Roy Ribbleton with an opportunity on Caleb Rose. He peeked to the inside, could not make the move, and this is going to check these guys up some more, and that's exactly what Cole Raymond wants to see, as he's coming around to take 10 laps to go here in the Kansas 125K.
Yeah, and I've been looking at the timing and scoring. That 95 car has pulled 2/10 just this lap. If those guys back there want any sort of chance to catch this 95, they're going to have to let Caleb Rose lead this line. He's been the fastest car all night. Either that or Aaron Abel. Just get John Andrews out of this lead if they want to catch the leader.
Roy Ribbleton actually may be the fastest car in this pack, and he's going to finally get around John Andrews right here. But once again, they lost some time. 2.5 seconds now for Cole Raymond on the field. A great lead for this 95, looking to get his second win of the season. And like I said, that's going to be a lot of momentum heading into the Indianapolis 250. Of course, one more official race until we get to the Indy 250. That is the Grand Prix of Indianapolis on the Indy Road Course. But Cole Raymond doing an excellent job here. And once again, I think he's going to pull even further. Oh, no. Roy Ribbleton closed in a little bit right there. So we're going to have to see if these guys close in. This 95, all by himself. And Avery Alford in the back of the field there, a very tough pit stop for him. He was running top 5, and he's now in the last position as he came into this race, last in the point standings. It's not been a good season for Alford by any stretch of the imagination. We got Cole Raymond, though, looking to get his second win of the season. About a 10th there, knocked off the time, but they're not going to get to him in time at this rate.
Yeah, we're running out of laps, and what redemption this would be for Cole Raymond. Had a decent run at Richmond going and then spun on the pit lane. So we see some jostling for position back there around 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. But that would be an incredible comeback for the 95 team. Ribbleton, though, showing some speed, still taking some time out of the lead.
He is. He's going to get a good finish out of this regardless. Zachary Fitzwater now up to third. Great run for Fitzwater here tonight in that 81 machine. And Fitzwater absolutely needs a good run for Angel Olvera as well, as he's top 10. He needs a good run. As it stands, it would be Fitzwater's and Olvera's first top 10s of the season. And Fitzwater's going for second on the podium right here. We may end up with both Ribbleton and Fitzwater on the podium the way things are looking right now, but Cole Raymond will more than likely stand atop that podium only unless something drastic happens. We're at the point of no return, so if we were to get a caution, that would end the race. 4 laps to go for Cole Raymond here in the Kansas 125K, and these guys lost time as Fitzwater looks to take second away from Roy Ribbleton.
Yeah, Raymond's been losing about a tenth a lap, but these two fighting side by side, he's going to gain all that right back as we see Aaron Abel now going for fourth under John Andrews, and Caleb Rose is going to be looking as well. John Andrews definitely not as quick, but got himself up here with that good pit call, so see if he can hang on to it and get a decent finish.
It looks like he'll get something good out of this one. Andrews came into this race 8th in points. Just think if he had won that race at COTA, he'd be much higher in the point standings. I don't know who the new points leader is going to be. I have a feeling it'll probably be Aaron Abel because he's running 4th right now, came in 17 behind, and that should be enough to get around Trey Smith and Luna Lona ahead of him, as neither of those drivers have had a good run there. 22nd, 23rd right there, Lona in 22nd, and Trey Smith in 23rd. Neither of those drivers top 2 in points having a good run here tonight, but this driver had a great run. Cole Raymond in the 95. He won the finale at Pocono last year, and he's going to take the white flag here at Kansas in the 125K. Got a battle here for second, though. Who's going to get second? We know Cole Raymond more than likely is going to win this race. Roy Ribbleton looking to take second away there from Fitzwater, and Aaron Abel in position to strike. And how about Andrews there in the 4th position? But Cole Raymond going to come out at turn number 4. He's going to win the Kansas 125K. Second place will be Roy Ribbleton. And then Aaron Abel with the podium in the 97. Fitzwater and John Andrews round out the top 5 here at Kansas in a caution-free race here on the oval in the Haas IndyCar Series.
Yeah, fantastic run by the 95. Didn't let anyone touch him after the round of pit stops and showed great speed all night. He gained 2 or 3 spots in 1 lap the first time he took the lead, so definitely a deserving winner, very fast.
Absolutely, and Cole Raymond once again in victory lane here in the Haas IndyCar Series. That's his 4th career win in the Haas IndyCar Series, and you know what? I think he's one away from Nicholas Samadillo now. No. What am I saying? Yeah, he's one away from Nicholas Samadillo now. Samadillo's won 5 times in the Haas IndyCar Series, of course, 2 of those being the Indy 250. He's 1 away from Samadillo in the Haas IndyCar Series, which is rather impressive. Not many drivers have gotten the 4 wins in this series, and Cole Raymond has done it in 2 seasons. Definitely a guy to watch out for. If he can get some good runs, he'll be a threat for this championship. He was actually a threat for the championship last year as well. Could pull it off here this year. Roy Ribbleton, Aaron Abel, Zachary Fitzwater, and John Andrews, the top 5. And guys like Luna Lona, Trey Smith, who were up there in the points. Terrible runs for them. Seidel rebounded a little bit better there. He was a lot deeper before the cycle of pit stops began. And then Logan Williams, I don't know. You're contractually obligated to pick drivers, Micah. You're in a bit of a pickle. You should just pick your own driver so you don't have to feel bad about anybody else. I'm messing with you. But how about that race for Cole Raymond? A great run. I think they led the most laps as well. And what do you think we're going to see in the Indianapolis 250 in terms of who's going to be a threat to win that race based on what we saw here tonight?
Well, it's always unpredictable. But time and time again, the fastest couple of cars still end up winning that race. So, I mean, if you can make the right pit call and stay up front the whole time, you might be able to drive it away just like Cole Raymond did tonight. We'll just have to wait and see.
And of course, that's going to be at the end of the month, 4 weeks from now, roughly. That'll be May 27th for the 10th running of the Indianapolis 250. We're all excited for that one, and it's coming. And like I said, Indy 250 driver-only signups right here on the channel. We're doing them through YouTube this Friday, May 5th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So just a couple days from now when we have that, and you guys can be a part of that. Of course, if you qualify, because we always have a bump day now, and there'll be a bump day in real life as well, which is awesome. But 36 entries, only 33 make the race. So 3 drivers fail to qualify, and they could be 3 full-time drivers as well. Just ask Justin Zeidel, who missed the Indy 250 last year. Definitely a very, very stressful time when we get to Indy 250 qualifying, but it's going to be a lot of fun once we get to that. But the next thing in line for the Haas IndyCar Series is the Grand Prix of Indianapolis at the Indianapolis Road Course, and on the one I'm saying right there. And once we're through with that race, we'll be halfway through the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series. So definitely an interesting race coming up on the road course. And, of course, that leads right into the Indianapolis 250 qualifying and then the big race itself on May 27th. That race at the Indianapolis road course, that is going to be, if I can do this correctly, I think May 15th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So definitely look forward to that one. And, yeah, Cole Raymond looking pretty strong. Second driver this season to win 2 races. He joins Chris Reynolds. Drivers with the initial CR have been doing fairly well in victory lane this year. They've won, let's see, they've won 4 of the 7 races. But Caleb Rose, he wants to be the next driver with CR as his initials to go to victory lane. We'll have to see what he can do next time by. Let's see what all these drivers have to do next time by once we get to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, because the month of May is here. And we're all excited for it here in the Haas IndyCar Series. A huge thanks to Mike and App for joining me here tonight. Tomorrow night, the Wawa Sprint Series is here from Kansas, and we got signups for the next race at Darlington. And then, on Friday night, it's the Great Wolf Lodge 400 in the Wawa Cup Series right here from the Kansas Speedway. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Here are the point standings for the Haas IndyCar Series after 7 races, and we will see you guys next time. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, May 15th. At 6 p.m. Eastern for the Grand Prix of Indianapolis. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Congratulations to Cole Raymond, and I will see you guys later.